So just raise your hands. If not, I think I'll just talk about a little bit about what we have been doing, working on, especially with Keyko, regarding our governance token and also our DAO that we have been working on for several months now. It has been audited, so we hope to have it ready to be deployed on Celo mainnet very soon. If there are no kind of pressing questions now, we have a kind of a list of questions that some people have sent to us during the week. So our partnership with Keyko has started like I think about 6 months ago. So the goal to work with Keyko was for them to help us on the token development and also the DAO. So as part of our decentralization progress, as we want to start expanding and to give more voices to the participants and also give them decision power over different parts of the protocol. So far, we, as part of our roadmap, this is kind of the first step for that decentralization. How has it been to develop the Impact token and Impact Market DAO? So this is, it has been a very big challenge for us because most of the mechanisms that we are deploying are being designed from scratch. So some of the mechanisms that we have includes what we call an impact farming. So in this case, as people donate to support vulnerable communities that we have been supporting with unconditional basic income, as the people donate to support those communities, they then can claim our tokens, kind of like liquidity mining, but in this case, it works with donations. And the other mechanism that we have on the DAO is the distribution of those funds directly through the DAO. So the DAO will be deciding how much funds each community should receive over time. And the token for now will be used as an incentive for people to participate and also as a governance. So new communities, for example, or parameters of the DAO can be decided through proposals by token holders. So the token initially will be distributed mostly among donors, but we will also eventually distribute also among beneficiaries and other participants of the protocol. So the token should be launched, or we expect during the next month, hopefully in the beginning of November. And one of the things, so if you want to participate, there are some questions here that how can people can get the tokens, and if there is a token sale. So first question is that there is no token sale. We have decided to go through a similar process as Gitcoin. So we will just launch the token, and we have a company. And for the company, we have been raising. We raised a pre-seed round and now a seed round, and the company will own over time part of the distribution of the tokens, and we will also do an air grab. So there are kind of three ways to participate. One is by investing in the company and then indirectly being exposed to the token. The second is like, for example, anyone that donates now will be able to participate on the air grab, where we'll be part of the around 10% of all the tokens will be used as an air grab to retroactive air grab to support past participants of the protocol. And as soon as the token and the DAO is launched, people will be able to participate through or to get tokens by donating. So those are the ways to get early exposure to the token, as we are not doing a token sale. So, and then, guys, if you have eventually, if you have any questions, just raise your hand, and I can invite you to speak. If not, I will just keep looking at the pending questions we have here, and just going through them. So there is the air grab. There is to benefit past participants of the protocol, and we will be doing a snapshot of the network before token launch, so within the next few weeks. So if you want to get be able to claim tokens during the air grab as soon as the token is launches, you just need to donate some Celo dollars to any community you care about. Now, for example, the snapshot will be taken within the next few weeks, and we will be launching after this AMA. We'll be launching more documentation on our Medium, so explaining everything that I'm kind of not sharing now. How long do I have to claim these tokens? So tokens will be available on the air grab for about 1 year. That's what we are expecting. Tokens that are not claimed within 1 year will go back to the reserve of the DAO. The tokens will be a fixed supply of 10 billion tokens, and they will be released over time. About 40% of those tokens will be released over time to empower participants within the next several years. Yeah, so about 30% will be for the company, and 20% will be left in the DAO as the treasury or as a reserve, and 10% will be for the air grab. Most of those 10% will be for past owners, but also for beneficiaries, managers that have been kind of taking care of the communities. And also we are looking to have part of those tokens also to for the Celo community, where for example Celo holders will be able to claim a fixed amount of tokens, for example. Let me go through more questions here. Okay, so after launching the token in the DAO, what comes next for the partnership between both companies? So this is kind of like the first step, but then we also want to be able to accept more than Celo dollars as donations, and we will also looking to set like other kind of crypto, so people will be able to donate not only in Celo dollars but in other tokens of the network. Eventually, also, we want to create more those communities that we have. We want to make them more self-governed, so a way to improve identity, trust, and reputation among the beneficiaries, so we can have a more democratic way to distribute unconditional basic income. And eventually, we will also be looking to create a new currency so it can be kind of minted by the beneficiaries over time. Yeah, so how can I help the community supported by ImpactMarket? So anyone can just send Celo dollars to any of the smart contracts from those communities, and then the beneficiaries of those communities can claim those Celo dollars directly from the smart contract. So there is no intermediaries, or if you don't know to which community to donate, you can just send to the general address you can find on our website, on impactmarket.com. Yeah, so I think this is most of the questions. Anyway, we'll be releasing several Medium posts. The first that should happen today or tomorrow will be more about the token itself and the airdrop mechanism. So to empower the past and current participants. Then we will be releasing a new article about the DAO itself and how it will work. And then we'll be also sharing our roadmap. So what we plan to do within the next years for developments and how we plan to expand and to eventually become one of the biggest contributors to eradicate extreme poverty in the world. That's kind of our main goal, to reach the most vulnerable and unbankers beneficiaries. As we have been doing so far, we are now in almost 30 developing countries, supporting more than 20,000 vulnerable beneficiaries. So the donations that we have been accounted for now is just cello dollar donations. But eventually that's what we want to expand to accept any kind of other token. I think that I'm not seeing here, like, guys, if you want to make a question, just raise your hand and I can just add you as a speaker, but maybe I can just invite Edward just to share a little bit about the challenges and what Keyko has been doing with us and why they kind of care about what we are doing. So Edward, if you want just to say a few things about.
Okay, hello everyone. I don't know how to start. Working on this project has been very challenging. I've been a blockchain developer for the past 2 years or something like that, but none of my previous project was as complex as this one. First of all, as you know, on Cello blockchain, there are not as many tools and projects as on Ethereum blockchain. So we couldn't have used Gnosis Safe or Safe Snap or so on. So in the first phase, we had tried to implement a Moloch lookalike DAO, but then we realized we needed something more powerful. So we choose Romulus governance model. Yeah, and I don't know how to say more. I can speak about this model.
Fine. Yes.
Yeah, the governance consists in 3 smart contracts: the delegator, the delegate, and the time lock. The delegator is a proxy contract. That means it is upgradable. The delegate is the implementation of the delegator, and the time lock is responsible for queuing and executing past proposals. Of course, there is a voting token, IPCT. If a holder has enough IPCTs, like 1% of the total amount, he can open new proposals. And any holder can vote for or against an open proposal. Also, anyone can delegate his voting power without transferring his tokens.
So, and also one of the mechanisms that we were designing was the impact farming mechanism. So as people donate, that was something that we have been kind of working a lot of time, and we spent a lot of time just to trying to figure out. But that was a kind of a challenge as well. Right, Edward? Like how was like the impact farming and the funds distribution um, mechanism? So some of the, if you could share just some of the challenges you had during that.
Yes, we looked for a lot of other projects uh, with with farming process, uh, and we tried to figure out the best solution for us because we wanted to be uh, mm, I don't know, to be as correct as possible with the donors to give them a right portion of a right share of activities that are released every epoch or every day or every reward period. Um, and yeah, that was the most challenging part to to find a good solution for that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. We have been discussing if we should just wait. Yeah, I just moved to you, Edward, because there was some noise. Yeah, we have spent a lot of time on trying to figure out what will be the best way to reward donors over time based on the donations. And also, we wanted to incentivize recurring donations, and we also didn't want to disproportionately reward big donors versus other donors. So we have decided that for now, obviously, that the mechanism can be improved over time through proposals, but for now, we have decided that each epoch is calculated how many tokens should be rewarded based on how much was donated in during that epoch, and based on how much each uh, donor donates, will receive a portion of the tokens available during that epoch, and we have exponentially reducing release rates. So every day or every epoch, less tokens will be available to be distributed. So um, hopefully, like we want to also to incentivize earlier donors because there will be more tokens available for that for at the beginning, and then over the next several years, the amount of tokens available for donors will be decreasing. Um, so yeah, guys. I don't know. Like, I think this is like maybe one of the first of many AMAs that we will be doing. I think this is the first time also that we are experimenting these Twitter Spaces. So um, yeah, bear with us that we are just this has been also an experiment for us. So if you have any questions, feel free like to raise your hands, or just to reach out to us, or just wait until to see within the next days that we'll be again sharing on our Medium and also on Twitter more detailed information about the token itself, the ad graph. Will be uh, rewarding past participants. Also, how the DAO will work, which kind of mechanisms will be in this first version of the DAO, and also more about our roadmap. So this we look at this as just the start of what we want to accomplish. Just to mention that again, we see this. We look at the impact market as as the most, or at least we are trying to build the most efficient and effective way to fight extreme poverty, as this technology allows us to go to countries and places where people are unbanked. And for example, we are in almost 30 developing countries, including Yemen, Venezuela, Brazil, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Kenya. We are in several refugee camps, and also we have been supporting a lot of farmers in very rural areas and remote areas in the world. So yeah, so if there are no more questions for now, I think that we can just finish this AMA and just probably okay. And yeah, so any questions you guys have about the company, the protocol, the token, the DAO, just feel free to reach us and send your questions. And yeah, we'll be also sharing more information about how everything works. Hopefully no one has like very big questions for now, but hopefully we'll be able to answer everything. And just to finalize that, the token and DAO are now being audited, and we expect that within the next few weeks we'll be able to deploy that on the mainnet. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So just let me know if there is any pressing questions. Just raise your hands and I can have you as a speaker. If not, I think we can just close this session for now, and eventually I think this can be a good thing to do more times as we evolve. Yeah. Oh, there's one more. Hey, yes.
Hey, so I'm sorry if like my connection is bad. I'm in the airport. My flight is leaving in 30 minutes. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on WorldCoin and like the whole retina, this scanning for UBI?
Yeah, there are. Well, we are seeing like the different approaches to UBI. So not sure if it's the best approach. I think in reality, so between us and, for example, Proof of Humanity and Good Dollar, and there are other projects that are trying to approach UBI. One of the biggest challenges is identity, or making sure that in the other side there is like a human being. I think that when there is more challenges than that. So other projects are using their own token as a UBI, so that has a risk of not being stable, or people don't quite understand like the value of it or how to use it. So even if, for example, they can have something to scan the eyes as a way to ensure it's a unique human being, but then which kind of currency they will get, how they can use it, is there liquidity for that currency? Can they cash out? Can they predict that value against their local currency that is a value that they understand? Can they use it in any kind of merchants? So I think that's not so sure how it can scale fast, but I'm not sure if that's the right approach to ensure identity. The way we are thinking will be more through a kind of a social consensus where other beneficiaries kind of vouch for each other and build reputation on top of that. And also we work with local charities so we can reach directly those communities. But like those guys have Sam Altman, and they receive a lot of funding, so they should know what. I think they know what they are doing, and probably that's also a good approach. I think that in this space, there are several projects trying to solve this this problem and using this technology to actually provide unconditional basic income. So I don't have like a I also don't want to put a lot of my opinions on that. I just want to wait and see. But I think that there are several questions that remain hard to answer. So I think time will tell. We are having this more direct approach with using US dollars. So it also actually benefited us in a lot of the countries because people understand US dollars, and most of these developing countries, people are looking to have US dollars as a way to protect them against their currency. So yeah, I've been reading a lot of different opinions on Twitter about WorldCoin. I'm very curious to see how it goes, but they are being backed by some kind of big guys, so I believe they know what they are doing. But I'm very curious to see all the different approaches to unconditional basic income and how they evolve. Yeah, I don't want also to expand much more on that. Just very curious to see if that will work. Do you have, Yas, any kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think what they're trying to do with biometric is trying to solve the civil resistance problem, but I don't think you could 100% solve it. Because even in existing government, people always have fake IDs and social insurance numbers, social security numbers to fake, trick the government to get more money and stuff than they should. So I think with biometrics, you can still fake it in a way. Like some people are trying to, game the system right now just to attack WorldCoin by using AI to generate fake retina displays and stuff. So I think it can be very gameable, and I think even if it's gameable, I don't think they mind if it might be too gameable because I think there is some big questions around privacy that they're trying to like say, yeah, don't worry, everything is not going to be stored on chain. But if you read their documentation, there's still a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the part of identity and building reputation in order to first ensure that it's a human being. But in our case, we are trying to first go after the people that really need it the most, providing a currency that people understand and understand the value and can trade easily, or use it for to buy whatever they need. There are also like proof of humanity is also trying to solve this. We had some issues also around that, but we are putting some mechanisms in place. We are learning from that. I think different projects are trying different approaches. In our case, we want to make sure that anyone, regardless of they have a bank account or an ID or whatever, can participate in a very easy way. So if you consider that be like an unconditional basic income or universal, like at least in their case, you have to be identified. In other cases, there are some kind of other barriers. So, hopefully in the future, all the processes can work together and learn from each other how to best fight poverty and help most in need using this technology. So I think let's wait and see. They got a lot of funding, so probably I'm also curious to see how they will build the currency they are distributing, how it will kind of how they will sustain its value, and how they will build reserve and liquidity around that. So how people can use the currency. So there are several questions that remain to be answered. If people actually need a smartphone to do that, if they need internet access, or if there is another ways that they have been kind of considering, if they will provide cash out or cash in support. Yeah, I'm just very curious to see how it goes, and all the other projects, how they will kind of solve identity, reputation, and trust issues among so to prevent cyber attacks or people to fake their identities. Yeah, exciting times at least. Yeah, see you.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, thank you for this discussion. I really have to hop off, and I'm really excited to see what you all doing, because I believe at grassroots.
All right. Yes. Thanks. I think it was cut in the middle, but anyway, guys, I think I will just end this session unless anyone has a final question. Also, just want to apologize for any kind of not very formal approach, but we are also learning how to use Twitter Spaces and how to do these sessions. And as I said before, we are looking to have more of these sessions, and we'll be sharing more information within the next few weeks about how we are thinking about solving all these problems. Something also that Yas was saying that concerns us about identity and how we can create social consensus approaches and self-governed communities in a way that we can improve the way we onboard the new beneficiaries and actually make sure that the people that need it the most have priority on being added to receive a conditional basic income. So if you have any pressing questions, just raise your hand. If not, I think we can end this session. And yeah. So if not, just feel free to send us or to reach out to us through Discord or Twitter or even email that you can find on our website, or just reach out to us through a message on Twitter, and or just wait to see on our Medium the next articles that we'll be releasing. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for attending this session, and yeah, I'll be ending this